Coming off a 15-2 regular season and a crushing Super Bowl LIX loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, the Kansas City Chiefs entered the 2025 offseason with a clear mission: retool the roster to maintain their status as AFC contenders while addressing key weaknesses exposed in the postseason. General Manager Brett Veach and head coach Andy Reid made calculated moves, balancing the retention of core players with strategic additions and tough departures. Below, we analyze the Chiefs' major offseason transactions, grading each move based on its immediate impact, long-term potential, and fit within the team's championship aspirations. The Chiefs' offensive line was a glaring weakness in Super Bowl LIX, with Patrick Mahomes facing relentless pressure from the Eagles' front. To address this, Kansas City signed former 49ers offensive tackle Jalen Moore to a 2-year, $30 million deal to solidify the left tackle position. Moore, a versatile lineman with experience at both tackle spots, brings stability to a position that saw four different starters in 2024: Kingsley Suamataia, Wanya Morris, DJ Humphreys, and Joe Thuney. His pass blocking grade of 74.8 from Pro Football Focus in 2024 suggests he's a reliable protector for Mahomes, though he's not an elite talent. Why it works: Moore's signing ends the revolving door at left tackle, providing Mahomes with a dependable blindside protector. His experience in a similar offensive scheme under Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco ensures a smooth transition to Andy Reid's system. Risks: Moore has never been a full-time starter, and his ability to handle top-tier edge rushers like Myles Garrett or Micah Parsons remains unproven. Impact: This move stabilizes the offensive line, giving Mahomes the time he needs to dissect defenses. With the departure of veteran safety Justin Reid, the Chiefs needed to bolster their secondary. Signing cornerback Christian Fulton to a 2-year, $20 million contract with $15 million guaranteed adds a proven starter to pair with All-Pro Trent McDuffie. Fulton, 27, brings flexibility to Steve Spagnuolo's defense, allowing McDuffie to slide into the slot when needed. In 2024, Fulton recorded 3 interceptions and 8 pass breakups with the Chargers, showcasing his ability to make plays on the ball. Why it works: Fulton's addition deepens a secondary that relies on versatility. His familiarity with AFC West offenses gives him an edge in divisional matchups. Risks: Fulton's injury history is a concern, as he has never played more than 15 games in a season. The Chiefs may need to draft additional cornerback depth as insurance. Impact: Fulton strengthens the Chiefs' pass defense, which will be crucial against quarterbacks like Josh Allen and Joe Burrow in the playoffs. The Chiefs added running back Elijah Mitchell to complement Isaiah Pacheco, who struggled with health and consistency after a fractured fibula in 2024. Mitchell, signed to a 1-year deal, brings speed and explosiveness, averaging 4.8 yards per carry in his NFL career. His addition provides insurance for Pacheco and depth to a backfield that lost Kareem Hunt and Samaje Perine to free agency. Why it works: Mitchell's speed addresses a long-standing need in the Chiefs' backfield. When healthy, he's a dynamic runner who can break off big plays. Risks: Mitchell's injury history is significant, having missed the entire 2024 season and playing only 27 games in his first 3 years. His durability is a gamble. Impact: If Mitchell stays healthy, he could form a potent 1-2 punch with Pacheco, giving the Chiefs a more dynamic ground game. To bolster their defensive line depth, the Chiefs signed Jerry Tillery to a 1-year deal. Tillery, a former first-round pick, offers versatility as an interior and edge defender. In 2024, he recorded 2 sacks and 15 quarterback pressures, showing flashes of disruptive potential. Why it works. Tillery's ability to play multiple roles fits Spagnuolo's aggressive defensive schemes. His low-cost contract minimizes risks. Tillery has yet to live up to his draft pedigree, and his impact may be limited to rotational snaps. The Chiefs still need to draft a long-term solution on the defensive line. Impact. Tillery adds depth, but isn't a game changer. His signing is a stopgap move to maintain defensive line flexibility. The Chiefs made a surprising move by trading All-Pro left guard Joe Thuney to the Chicago Bears for a 2026 fourth-round pick, freeing up $16 million in cap space. Thuney, a three-time Pro Bowler and two-time Super Bowl champion with Kansas City, was a cornerstone of the offensive line, but the Chiefs prioritized younger guard Trey Smith, who signed a franchise tag worth $23.4 million. Why it hurts. Thuney's versatility and elite play puff grade of 82.3 in 2024 made him a key protector for Mahomes. His departure weakens the interior line, especially with Kingsley Suamataia projected as the new left guard. Silver lining. The cap savings allow the Chiefs to retain Smith and sign more, addressing other needs. The trade also reflects a youth movement on the offensive line. Impact. Losing Thuney is a significant blow, but the cap relief and draft picks soften the sting. The success of this move depends on Suamataia's development. Safety Justin Reid, a stalwart in the Chiefs' secondary since 2022, signed a $32 million deal with the New Orleans Saints. Reid started 59 of 61 possible games in Kansas City, amassing 23 pass breakups, 4 sacks, and 3 interceptions. His leadership and versatility were critical to Spagnuolo's defense. Why it hurts. Reid's departure leaves a void at safety, with younger players like Brian Cook, Jaden Hicks, and Chamari Connor stepping into larger roles. His experience in big games was invaluable. Silver lining. The Chiefs' youth at safety offers upside, and Fulton's addition mitigates some of the secondary's loss. The team's history of developing defensive backs suggests they can adapt. Impact. Reid's exit is a gamble, but the Chiefs' trust in their young safeties and cap constraints justify the move. Defensive tackle Tershawn Wharton, a fan favorite and rotational lineman, signed a 3-year, $45 million deal with the Panthers after a career-best 2024 season 8.5 sacks, including postseason. Wharton's rise from undrafted free agent to key contributor made him a valuable piece alongside Chris Jones. Why it hurts. Wharton's production and affordability were ideal for the Chiefs' defensive line rotation. His departure reduces depth behind Jones, putting pressure on Tillery and others. Silver lining. The Chiefs' decision to let Wharton walk reflects confidence in their ability to develop or draft new talent. The cap space saved can be used elsewhere. Impact. Losing Wharton stings, but the Chiefs' defensive scheme thrives on versatility, and Tillery's signing helps fill the gap. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, acquired mid-season in 2024, signed a 1-year, $5 - $6 deal with the Baltimore Ravens. Hopkins provided a veteran presence but didn't replicate his peak production, finishing with 415 yards and 3 touchdowns in 10 games with Kansas City. Why it hurts. Hopkins' departure leaves the Chiefs thin at wide receiver, especially with Travis Kelce's potential retirement looming. His experience was a stabilizing force for a young receiving corps. Silver lining. The Chiefs re-signed Hollywood Brown and JuJu Smith-Schuster, and Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice offer long-term potential. The team may target another receiver in the draft. Impact. Letting Hopkins go is manageable given his cost and declining production, but the Chiefs must add a reliable target for Mahomes. Placing the franchise tag on guard Trey Smith $23.4 million was a no-brainer. Smith, a 2021 sixth-round pick, earned his first Pro Bowl nod in 2024 and has been a cornerstone of the offensive line. His physicality and run-blocking prowess puff grade of 79.6 make him a perfect fit for the Chiefs' scheme. Why it works. Retaining Smith ensures continuity on the right side of the line, where he pairs well with center Kareem Hunt. His youth 25 suggests he's a long-term asset. Risks. The franchise tag's high cost eats into cap space, and a long-term deal remains uncertain. Impact. Smith's retention is critical for protecting Mahomes and powering the run game. Linebacker Nick Bolton, the team's leading tackler in 2024 106 tackles, 3 sacks, signed a 3-year, $45 million extension. Bolton, 24, is Steve Spagnuolo's on-field general, excelling against the run and improving in coverage. Why it works. Bolton's youth and leadership make him a cornerstone of the defense. His extension locks up a key player at a reasonable price compared to market rates for top linebackers. Risks. Some analysts, like Pro Football Focus, rate Bolton as league average in coverage, which could be exposed against pass-heavy teams. Impact. Keeping Bolton ensures defensive stability, especially with younger players stepping up in the secondary. Re-signing wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown to a 1-year, $11 million contract gives Mahomes a familiar deep threat. Brown's 2024 season was marred by injury, but his speed stretches defenses, creating opportunities for others. Why it works. Brown's chemistry with Mahomes and fit in Reid's offense make him a valuable piece. His 1-year deal is low risk with high upside. Risks. Brown's injury history and inconsistent production, no 1,000-yard season since 2021 raise questions about his reliability. Impact. Brown's return bolsters the receiving core, but the Chiefs need him to stay healthy to maximize his impact. The Chiefs' 2025 offseason was a masterclass in balancing immediate needs with long-term planning, though not without risks. The additions of Moore, Fulton, Mitchell, and Tillery address critical areas: offensive line protection, secondary depth, and running back speed, while the re-signings of Smith, Bolton, and Brown preserve the team's core. However, the departures of Thuney, Reid, Warden, and Hopkins create challenges, particularly on the offensive line and in the secondary. Strengths. The Chiefs prioritized protecting Mahomes with Moore and Smith, ensuring their franchise quarterback has the time to work his magic. Bolton's extension and Fulton's signing maintain a strong defensive identity under Spagnuolo. Weaknesses. The loss of Thuney and Warden weakens the trenches, and the receiving core remains a question mark with Hopkins gone and Kelsey's future uncertain. The reliance on injury-prone players like Mitchell and Fulton is a gamble. Outlook. With 8 draft picks in 2025, including 4 in the top 100, the Chiefs have the opportunity to add young talent to complement their veteran additions. If Veach targets an offensive tackle, wide receiver, or defensive lineman early, Kansas City could return to the Super Bowl. As long as Mahomes is under center, the Chiefs remain a juggernaut, but their margin for error is thinner after this offseason's losses. The Chiefs' offseason moves reflect a team unwilling to rest on its laurels, even after a historic run. While not every decision was perfect, Veach and Reid have positioned Kansas City to contend in 2025, provided their gambles on health and youth pay off. Another Super Bowl title in hand, another offseason of retooling for the Kansas City Chiefs. As dynasties are built and maintained, every move, every addition, every departure matters. General manager Brett Veach and head coach Andy Reid faced the task of keeping the magic alive while preparing for inevitable changes in the roster. Now that most of the major offseason moves have been made, let's dive deep into the Chiefs' additions, departures, and what it all means for 2025. We'll also hand out some grades. Chris Jones was the heart and soul of the Chiefs' defensive line. A four-time All-Pro and key part of multiple Super Bowl runs, Jones' departure leaves a massive hole up front. The Chiefs tried to bring him back, but ultimately, Detroit offered him a blockbuster deal Kansas City simply couldn't match without sacrificing their cap flexibility elsewhere. Trading away Snead felt like a painful but strategic move. The Chiefs couldn't afford another top-of-the-market extension after paying Jones and Mahomes in previous years. They recouped a third-round pick, but losing a lockdown corner who excelled in the playoff stings. Hardman's second stint with Kansas City was brief but magical, highlighted by his Super Bowl heroics. Still, given the Chiefs' focus on revamping their receiver room, letting him walk made sense. Tranquil was a free agency steal last year, and he had a fantastic season as a reliable tackler and leader. Losing him hurts the linebacker rotation. The Chiefs' biggest splash came at wide receiver. Hollywood Brown brings speed, separation ability, and deep ball potential, exactly what Patrick Mahomes needed after a frustrating year with an inconsistent receiver core. Brown's contract was also very team-friendly 1 year. Prove-it style. Kansas City doubled down at wide receiver by trading up to grab the fastest player in the draft, Xavier Worthy. His record-breaking 40-yard dash turned heads, but it's his route running and YSC ability that make him intriguing. Mahomes now has a true speed demon to stretch defenses. With Donovan Smith departing, the Chiefs needed an answer at left tackle. Suamataya is a powerful athlete with upside to eventually protect Mahomes' blind side for years to come. He might not start week 1, but he's a cornerstone pick. Keeping Noddy was crucial for continuity up front, especially after losing Chris Jones. He's not a superstar, but he's a reliable run stuffer who knows Spagnuolo's system inside and out. The Chiefs didn't sit idle after losing Tranquil. They pivoted and signed Logan Wilson from the Bengals. Wilson is a rangy, smart linebacker who brings playoff experience and coverage ability. Great. An underrated but critical signing. This offseason feels like a transitional one. Kansas City understood it couldn't hold on to everyone forever. The price of success eventually comes due. They made tough decisions, leaned into their strengths Mahomes plus Reed, and surrounded Hash 15 with more dynamic weapons. Overall grade, B+. They lost some heart on defense Jones, Snead, but improved explosiveness on offense Brown, Worthy. Whether that balance results in a 3P remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. The Chiefs aren't resting on their laurels. Patrick Mahomes still looms larger than life. As long as Hash 15 is under center, Kansas City will be a threat. But make no mistake, this roster feels younger, faster, and riskier. The Chiefs are banking on internal development and the continued greatness of Mahomes to carry them. The road to another Lombardi will be different this time, but the destination remains the same. The kingdom isn't done yet.